Peace. Infinite waters diving deep once again. We are here, and thank you to everyone saying happy birthday. I appreciate it, right? Let's just, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. And it feels good today. Not only because it's my birthday, but because we made it out of that wind, that crazy ass wind. How to stay strong when everything seems to be falling apart. Someone wrote in asking like, what's happening, Ralph? It's just like something terrible after something terrible is happening, and we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello there? So let me share with you what's helped me along my journey. It hasn't always been smooth sailing. And I've realized that sometimes we're like, okay, once I get everything sorted out perfectly, I'm gonna feel at peace. And it just never happens like that, right? So I've learned that you've gotta be at peace first, and then everything will get sorted out. Slow motion this side. Allow things to fall apart. So many times in our society, we're afraid that, whoops, all the clothes are coming out of the wardrobe right now. Just let them come out. For goodness sakes, at least you can actually see what's in there. You can now actually tidy it up. And along my early journey, I used to wake up sometimes feeling like everything is just falling apart. Like, I don't know what to do with my life. I've got no purpose. Even the cat down the road has gone missing for the 4th time. This can't be happening. Car breaks down. You lose your phone. You lose everything. And then you start saying, wait a minute. Oh my gosh, I got myself. Right? So if you are going through something and you feel everything is falling apart, just touch yourself like that and say, what did I really lose? Right? What did really fall apart? What did really fall apart, right? So many times it happens like this. So many of us, we feel overwhelmed. We're going through life and we don't really have time to check in with ourselves, right? And that's why I realized early on my life was kind of falling apart, because I was always living from the outside in as opposed to the inside out. So take your clothes off and wear them inside out. That will help you learn to live life from the inside out, right? As opposed to the outside in. Many of us, we don't really realize that we've come a long way, okay? We've come through so much and we're still here. We don't realize that. We don't even give ourselves enough credit for it. So it doesn't matter how hard you try, how perfect, it's never enough. It's just not good enough. And that's why sometimes it's all a matter of perspective. Like, you might feel your life is falling apart. I may look at it and say, whoa, you sure about that? And you're like, yes, Ralph. I'm a perfectionist. It's just never good enough. Maybe your standards are too high. Maybe you judge yourself every little thing you do. You're not giving yourself enough time to breathe properly, right? So I'm very kind to myself, and that's how things come back together. I know what it's like. Sometimes when everything seems to be crumbling, desperate times call for desperate measures. Like, don't make your desperation make you do something really crazy, okay? Realize that it's a phase. It will pass. No matter how bad it seems right now, I'm here to tell you, just like a cloud, it's just gonna pass away. And if it doesn't, don't worry about it. It will pass away. It's fleeting. Everything is constantly changing. That's the beauty of it. Like, the happiest moments, That's amazing, but they're going to pass away. And that also means the saddest moments are also fleeting. What remains is our inner balance. And I've seen along my journey that everything aligns to our own vibration. You have to take some responsibility that you are also part of what you are experiencing. It's not separate from you. You are creating this through your thoughts. I look at it like this. Ever woken up like with a tiny negative thought, and then you start overthinking, and then it just blows way out of proportion? Just from that tiny seed you sowed, negativity, just a tiny thought. But if you flip that with a tiny positive thought, like, I'm gonna wake up early today, go into nature, right? Then that just produces so much positivity all around you just from that tiny thought. So just remind yourself, it all starts with a tiny thought of what you want to create today. 7-day vegan challenge. Many times when you're really going through it, when you're going through hard times and things seem to be falling apart, realize this, that what I do is, this is the time to like eat the best foods. Okay? Like, I am making sure I'm drinking at least 3 green smoothies. I got the chia seeds behind me as my bodyguard. I got the hemp seeds. I got the E3 Live, right? The most nutritious food on the planet, full of protein. So you really want to take great care of yourself when you're not feeling your best. More so, because that's when you need it the most. Many times people get careless, they get reckless. When everything is falling apart, they're like, well, who cares? If everything is falling apart, I might as well add to this craziness. And they make it far worse than they could have ever imagined, right? So I'm really taking care of myself when things are falling apart and realizing that it happens, okay? It happens to everybody. No one's life is 100% perfect. But the difference is everyone has a different perspective, a different perception of what is happening to them. I always say life isn't happening to me, life is responding to me. Slow motion this side. Are you feeling guilty to go and lie down? I don't want to lie down, Ralph. Go and lie down. I don't want to do it. Okay? I didn't want to lie down because I felt guilty for resting. And when you feel guilty for resting, many times you get deep rest, right? Deep rest. That's an alarm clock for you to say, go and lie down, right? And I realized it along my journey that I didn't take enough care of myself when things were falling apart. And the more I went into nature, I started to get more sleep. I started to do something, a small thing that made me happy that day. All of a sudden, things started coming back into place. Yippee! Okay? Many times, we don't realize that what you see everyone going through on the planet isn't all what they're going through. Behind the scenes lies a greater truth of who we all are. So what I love to do with myself is go behind the scenes. Who is Ralph behind Infinite Waters? I got to have a conversation with myself right now and say, what's up, Ralph? Why are things falling apart? I don't know. Okay, that's a good start, right? You start talking to yourself in a very calm and peaceful way, and then you start becoming a friend to yourself as opposed to an enemy. You see, when things are falling apart, A lot of people get into trash talking themselves. You no good, you didn't do it like this. What is that doing to you? It's only making it harder for yourself. So talk to yourself in the most loving way. What's helped me along my journey is realizing that life will challenge you in every second, in every minute, in every day, just to see if you are who you say you are, just to see what you're made of. Why, Ralph? Nobody knows, right? This is a university, right? Planet Earth is a university, right? We are all learning. We're all enrolling in class. We're here to learn. We're here to learn lessons. I've realized that every single day, I'm getting new lessons and I'm learning more about myself, right? So sometimes what you feel is coming apart could just be a greater lesson that you have to learn. And once you've learned that lesson, you see it in a whole different way. And then it's like, it's not even bothering you anymore. Many times along our journey, we don't realize that there are people around us. Like, I've got a lot of support. Okay, I've got support all around me. I say, call on me, right? And then people start calling me. Call on me. Like, don't feel you have to go through this alone. No matter what you're going through, maybe it's a relationship problem. Maybe you got exams right now. Maybe it's someone at work. Don't feel like you're alone in this. Like, I realize if I was going through some really crazy stuff, which I often am, I'm going to call a deep diver, right? Help me out here, because I need help too. Everybody needs help, okay? So don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask for help. It doesn't make you weak. You see, a lot of people who call on a lot of people for other support that they need, these people have a way of bringing things back together because they get other people's perspectives on their problems. People who are like, I'm just gonna be independent and deal with it myself. Oh my gosh, I'm stuck. Somebody help me. Well, you don't need any help because you're perfect, right? So never be afraid to ask for help, and realize that what I've seen is that timing is everything. You got to trust your journey. More so, you got to realize that it won't happen for you when it happens for them. Okay, the reason why I feel so many of us on the planet sometimes feel life is coming apart, it's falling apart into pieces, Ralph, I don't know what to do. Okay, is because we are looking at other people's lives. Oh my gosh, their lives are so perfect. They have it all figured out. They're in the perfect relationship. They got the perfect smile. They got the... Okay, that's what will happen. Of course you will feel your life is falling apart. You should be comparing yourself to nobody except who you were yesterday. Slow motion this side. We are not the same. I've learned this, that just because you took longer than others, it doesn't mean that you failed, okay? There are levels to this shit, okay? There are levels in everything. But it's not about feeling you're getting left behind. No, because it's not a race. Even though it's called the human race, it's totally, don't just forget about that, okay? It's about you doing it for you and you seeing where you are and realizing that just because you took a little bit longer, it doesn't mean that you're a failure. You got to start changing how you see failure, to say there is no failure. When I'm trying, when I'm doing something, when I'm going for it. And then you'll start to see things coming together. And just realize this, that life is full of surprises, it's full of swings and roundabouts, but just continue along your journey and then say, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello there? At any moment, you can rewrite your story. It's not set in stone. Have a beautiful day, and thank you. Thank you so much to everyone saying happy birthday. I appreciate it. Have a beautiful day. We are here, Infinite Waters, diving deep once again. Can I get a hello there? Stay well. Stay healthy. Peace. You.